Good day, my lords. Welcome back. Today we're going to cover the Tavern and how to get your citizens beer, booze, and get them the Burg plot level 3. Alright. This can be slightly tricky to disperse it adequately and have the necessary supplies to get the Burg plot level 3. So I highly recommend you stock up prior, okay, for both the planks, the timber, the roof tiles, and the ale. However you want to do that, whether it's importing through a pack station from another village or creating it through a malt house, farm, mart house, brewery extension, then to your tavern, okay? A couple different ways to skin a cat, per se, okay? So, however you want to do it, I cheesed it slightly. I pulled it. I mean, it's not really cheesing it. I traded with another region that has ample barley fertility, and I swapped some. What did I do here? Roof tiles. Okay, it's a good barter value 1-for-1, so you get it pretty quickly. This is the most effective way. You're going to have a lot of your regions are not going to be able to grow much. Your fertility is going to be low. If you have a rich hunting camp, you're going to have poor fertility overall. So you're going to have to trade with a different region in order to get barley. And really, you should just create the ale in that other region. That's what I'm doing. And then pack station it, transfer it out. Pack stations are a little goofy. We're hoping in future updates, Greg and team, they adjust it so you can set a cap. Because as of right now, once you start this bartering, there is no cap, right? You just kind of have to monitor it and keep an eye on how much you're facilitating between each region, because you will end up a little lopsided if you're not careful. Speaking of lopsided if you're not careful, back to our core 4 real quick, right? So we got this built out. We got the blacksmith, the bower, the joiner, and the good old cobbler. Cobbler especially, you want to make sure you set a production limit, okay? So he went a little full throttle here and made 130 pairs of shoes, which is great. You know, everyone's got a pair of shoes. We do, think that's important to give our, citizens some good clothing. But yeah, just keep in mind, you want to set production limits so you're not burning through all your resources, okay? So do that for each one too, especially joiner as well. It will automatically start producing small shields. Typically, you don't want that. You want to set it to large. Bower too. You depending on how you want to set up your army. Again, make sure you set production limits. And then same for blacksmith. They will automatically default on sidearms, and not bad. But you want to focus on either spears or pole arms, and then again set that production limit. So back to the brewery. Let's go ahead and start getting some Burg plot level 3s. So we can get a small town and get that development point and build out our village some more, okay? So we've been able to barter. We got plenty of ale. The spoilage is low, so I don't mind it sitting there. I wanted to accrue 25 is actually perfect. Perfect number. Before I staff my large tavern. Why I want to do that is because once this starts facilitating out, again, I want to have enough resources to hit and upgrade multiple plots, okay? And so that is why it's important to hold off staffing anybody until you have the resources, okay? So I got plenty of timber, I got plenty of planks, I got plenty of roof tiles, and I have the regional wealth to do it. So we're going to go ahead and staff him, and then you're going to see the entertainment supply spread, okay? And you can task 2 people here if you want. You can put 2 families in here. You can also mess around with the overstock, right? Which is, it will deliver extra resources if they were supplying more Burg plots that exist. This is a good feature that they added just due to some of the marketplace and the distribution of goods with the granary and large storehouse. There's a lot of pathing issues. And some of the back end, I imagine, coding, the logistics. So you can. I've messed around with this. Sometimes I will set it up. This is just forcing essentially more ale to be dispersed, which is great. That's what we want, okay? We want to get this pushed out rapidly. So, because once that tavern supply, right? Once that ale starts hitting these plots, we can go ahead and upgrade to level 3. Like right here, boom. Here we are. We're already greening up, okay? As I like to call it, boom. So we'll go ahead to Dow. Awesome. We had another plot over here. Okay, of course it's going to save. We love that. Go ahead, yep. Okay, cool. So we got this plot. We'll go ahead and upgrade that. I'm not really being too picky over which ones I want to upgrade, okay? I just want to get that threshold of 3 so I can then get to the next settlement level, okay? So let's go ahead, fast forward just a tad bit. Yep, look at that. Pumping out. 100% entertainment supply. Woohoo! Okay, so now I've hit a threat. I've hit a blockade because I don't have enough regional wealth. So we'll have to hopefully sell some roof tiles pretty quickly, because this is what happens and why I stress the fact to have the adequate supplies at the start. Because in most scenarios, when you're just starting to get Burg plot level 3s, you're just starting out in a game, you're only going to have so much ale. And once you burn that ale, right, which, because it does get consumed quick, these people are thirsty. I don't blame them. You know what I mean? Look how they're... I'd want to get drunk quite a bit too out here. Look at them wheel those barrels in, all right? Everyone's thirsty. Everyone wants to drink. So once that ale goes, it goes fast. And if you're, you can essentially shit out of luck, right? If the ale is depleted and you weren't able to get off that upgrade, too bad. Now you're gonna have to wait for the next crop cycle season, right? If you're dependent on only a small amount of barley, so it's very important not to do what I just did and burn out of a specific resource. So thankfully, we should get some regional wealth pretty soon, and we'll go ahead and upgrade that last plot. But this is just how to use this the most effective. Another thing of note, and you can mess around with. Well, first is I highly recommend you upgrade to the large tavern, right? So the small tavern will have a 12 max storage in their pantry, okay? So they can only store 12 ale at a time. You might as well just go ahead and upgrade it. Another thing is, too, once you get specific plots set to level 3, when it comes to then pushing out the beer, the ale supplies again, sometimes it's advantageous to build a second tavern and place it near the Burg plots that you want to upgrade next. Because what it will do will just push ale to plots that already have the necessary ale. So for instance, in some of these villages that I built, I had to maneuver multiple taverns, right, in order to upgrade specific plots. Because otherwise, you're really just pushing too much ale out to the same plots over and over again before it will extend to the plots that you want to upgrade. So sometimes it's best just to build a new tavern and put it next to the plots you want to upgrade, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. You can kind of see the concept here, right? I had upgrade all these to Burg level plot 3. And in order to reach these ones down here, I had to build a separate tavern. It made more sense just to do that versus, again, resupplying all these before the effect spread out down here. It's something I'm doing here as well. I've run into a little bit of a hiccup of the design. I'm actually going to remove this tavern altogether. Plot some Burg plots here and kind of mess around with that. Don't be afraid, to adjust once you're, I'm actually going to remove this trading post too. Once you get later in the game too, you're going to have to, it's completely okay to rebuild a little bit, that's part of the grind here, okay? So back to good old how-to. Let's see if we got the regional wealth. Looks like we did. Lovely. Okay, so we'll go ahead, double check where we got 100%. Let's go ahead and get our blacksmith to level 3. Lovely. Okay, there you have it. Those are 3 plots. Now, typically what I'll do as well, I'll just unassign these families, right? If I'm capped out, do I have another? Yes, I'll have to wait. So I'll just remove them. It will deplete really fast, but that's okay. And then save my ale for the next go around when I'm ready to then build out my next set of Burg plot level 3s. Okay, you want to preserve the ale. Ale is tricky to get. If you're farming it and then turning it into malt, and then using a brewery to produce it and then sending it to your large tavern. It's quite the process, and you kind of understand that you don't want to spoil it, right? Once you start pushing that out through your large tavern, you want to make sure you are ready to go and upgrade those plots to level 3. Again, here I have, this is so wealthy over here, right? Okay, I have, how much do I have? I have an insane amount. Yeah, 241 malt, 213 barley. This guy is he's just producing out here, like this guy. So I don't mind. I can trade out ale to every single one of my regions just through here. But when you're just getting up and started, you understand the struggle. You want to maximize that, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that is, a good breakdown of how to utilize it most effectively. We'll go ahead and speed this up. My cord is getting crossed here. Sorry about that. Okay. Come on now. Let's fast forward and get us to the next settlement level. We've come a long way, from our small plot here, right? I've also built out 2 more. So I got another apple orchard, right? Put an apple orchard here and another vegetable garden here. I've built this row, 4 additional Burg plot level 1s. I'm going to do a mix and match of some animal pens with goats and pigs, and I'll start doing, avian flu's winding down, so we'll throw some chicken coops in those other 2. We'll split it up and get some more food diversity going, okay? And then from there, this is getting to the point where, we got a fully functioning village. We're going to be in a small town now. I can go over the next upgrade, right? Or, if you guys have anything that you want me to cover, we can go from there. My next, I might close this series. I think we've made it to Burg plot level 3s. We've covered the core 4. I could go over some maybe strategies of how to get an effective army up and running, but I think I might jump into just a brand new challenging mode and do a walkthrough from a brand new region versus, kind of starting already in a game. But y'all let me know if you want to see something specific. Please drop a comment. We're at 12 minutes already, 13 minutes. Hopefully this completes here quickly, just for the full circle, right? We made it. Again, it starts off slow. It's a crawl, and then once you get to that specific, really, it's once you can start pushing out some of these development points, get advanced scanning, get an orchard going. Once you can start using the trading post, right? That's kind of what I left out as well. I had to go back and forth a bunch, right? I had to sell some stone, and then I flipped to planks, and I was selling planks before I could buy a merchant route for the roof tiles, okay? And then that's when I was starting to make the big money, okay, for the 8 per roof tile. So that took a while, almost an entire year. So again, don't be discouraged. This game is a slower burn, but once you get to about this point where you're dropping some Burg level plot 3s down, it starts moving like lightning. So let's fast forward this last little bit. They're putting the final little touches here on our last Burg plot level 3. They are really, doing the finishing touches here. I wanted to end it with the final ta-da moment, but it's just taking a bit longer. Yep, there's my ox. That's good. He's dropping it off. This should be it, lads. There it is. Okay, settlement level increased. Lovely. Now here, just for the sake of going over it too, I'll take charcoal burning. I'll upgrade a few more Burg plot level 3s so I can get deep mining, right? Because I do have a rich clay deposit. And I'll just keep flipping those roof tiles to the trading posts, getting more regional wealth, and just building out all these to Burg plot level 3s, okay? And then, we'll take it from there. Again, drop a comment if you want to see something specific. Otherwise, we might start over from scratch in challenging mode and run it, and I'll do little walkthroughs from there. But again, hopefully this quick series helped y'all in some way or another. Let me know if you need anything clarified, and happy Manor lording. All right, y'all. Take care now.